First, this week Halloween isn't the only thing some people will be celebrating. It's also the second anniversary of a unique program here in Chicago. Christian Farr joins us with more in our ongoing Chicago Matters series, Growing Forward. Christian, it's a program where companies share their waste products. Why would they want to do that?
To keep that waste out of landfills. Well, 2 years ago this month is when Mayor Daley helped launch the Chicago Waste to Profit Network. In the short time it's been around, its staffers say it's helped companies earn millions of dollars in income and created lots of jobs. This waterfall of blue spewing out of this huge industrial machine is mulch. So you offer it more than just blue?
Correct. We've got 9 colors that we offer the product in. It comes in natural colors for landscaping like brown and redwood and green, and then fun colors like bouncing blue, laughing lilac, and tumbling turquoise.
But this isn't the typical mulch you might find in a park or someone's backyard. That's because this mulch is made out of rubber.
We can color it for playground mulch. We can color it for landscaping.
Brad Pittum is the president of Advanced Ground Care. His South Holland company produces this durable type of ground cover that he says lasts longer and requires less maintenance than standard mulch. So where does he get most of the rubber he needs to make his mulch? Well, it comes from the city of Chicago. You get a lot of tires from the city of Chicago?
That's correct, we do. We work directly with the Streets and Sanitation Department to collect their tires. So we get them from the city service vehicles, fire trucks, police cars, paddy wagons, anything that has tires on it from the city, even buses. Those tires end up at this facility.
Advanced Ground Care's relationship with the city started when it joined the 2-year-old Chicago Waste to Profit Network. It's a program sponsored by the Chicago Manufacturing Center, which works with industrialized businesses to help them run more efficiently. The primary mission of the Waste to Profit Network is to keep usable waste out of landfills. Demetria Giannassis is the president and CEO of the Chicago Manufacturing Center, and she also heads up the network.
And what we do specifically is reach out to companies manufacturing large global companies that you know the name of, like Abbott, Baxter, USG, and small mid-sized companies. And we bring them together in a diversified mix across industries to help them understand how to take what they envision or see as their waste streams to turn that into a continuous feedstock relationship with another business partner.
In Advanced Ground Care's case, the city of Chicago's old tires, which would just pile up with no place to go, suddenly became a rich resource for the landscaping company. Giannassis, along with the network's 2 other staff members, say this is not a new concept, but the way it operates is.
In the past, the way these waste exchanges worked was that a company would post an item to a bulletin board and say, I have 20 tons of cardboard, and hope that someone would come and find that. The way the Waste to Profit works is that we have practitioners that are active and looking for these matches outside of the companies. And so this gives a great advantage to finding the actual, a good match, because we know what industries might be looking for a particular material.
Hoffman is a matchmaker of sorts because he helps bring companies together. But matching is also done through network community meetings.
It is, in a sense, like speed dating, in that they move from table to table and talk to different groups of companies in that time period.
It's almost like a trading pit when you're throwing out your waste. Well, I've got this, I've got that, and you're like, oh, I know a guy who has this, or I know a guy who can use that. And so, I mean, stuff gets resolved very quickly in there. I've seen glass get moved, cotton balls get moved. So, you know, it doesn't pertain to me, but I may know somebody that helps.
Through the Waste to Profit Network, we've diverted over 50,000 tons from landfill and $5.5 million of economic benefit to the member companies.
Advanced Ground Care doesn't just sell its rubber mulch to the general public, it also allows the city to use it in its medians and on its school playgrounds. But old tires isn't the only waste stream that Advanced Ground Care gets from the city.
The snow plows have a rubber edge along the bottom that scrapes the surface pavement, so they can actually squeegee the streets. We take those back in too. So not only is it just their tires, but we'll take these cutting edges back. We'll take weather stripping that they've taken off of police cars that they replaced, old belts from the cars. Anything rubber related, we have them throw it in the trailer and it comes back to us. And then it gets converted into playground mulch, crumb rubber, or anything else they want.
Besides helping advance ground care, the Waste to Profit Network has also matched nearly 200 other companies. Giannasis and her staff are striving to be as successful as its 5-year-old UK counterpart, which works with 10,000 companies, but has less hurdles to deal with.
We would love it if the landfill rates were a lot higher. Illinois does have very low landfill rates, which I think is something of a barrier to innovation when it comes to new types of recycling, new types of materials management. Through their landfill taxes in the UK, enough money to keep the program going for free for everyone all the time.
Chicago's Waste to Profit Network does charge a $5,000 annual fee for companies like Advanced Ground Care so they can take part in a specialized consulting program.
For small companies, it's a pretty steep fee to pay. But in the end, for us, so far this year, 9 months into or 10 months into, it's been definitely worth doing. But the other side that's been helpful to us is we're a tire recycler. We try to recycle every little bit of the tire that we can, and sometimes we still struggle with that too. We've got some outputs here that would normally end up in a landfill that they've been able to give us connections for to help move along into a recycled effort.
And the network's fee not only keeps waste out of landfills, it can also create some unforeseen income.
I think most companies don't even realize that they have value in these materials, and they just throw them out because that's what's always been done. But we can show them that there's actually value in these materials and that it can be used in other parts of industry, maybe different industries, and that way they're more than happy to find that exchange and make it happen.
The Chicago Waste to Profit Network is looking towards the future. It's connected to similar programs throughout the country to give the companies it serves more options. Phil, in the next 3 years, they hope to increase from nearly 200 companies to at least 1,000.
You pointed out that they take in these tires and other scrap rubber from the city. What other waste materials does the network deal with besides rubber?
Well, there's several different types of companies, big companies to small companies. A couple, to give you an example of, is the Clover Hill Bakery, and they have a lot of leftover cooking oil or bakery oil that they have, and they had nothing to do with it in terms of getting rid of it or disposing of it. And what the network was able to do was to connect them with farmers in Indiana who could use that and convert it into fuel. So now it's turned into a profit for them, and they're able to help these farmers out. There's also a glass company that had some special type of glass that you couldn't simply recycle or throw away. And there was a company that was creating countertops, and they're using that glass to create a unique type of countertop, so it's zero landfill there.
Interesting. You alluded to the fact that in the United Kingdom, it's free for companies to participate, and you also mentioned there's a $5,000 fee in Chicago's program. Does that discourage companies from participating?
I think it makes it difficult. I think the answer to that question is yes and no, but once they're able to get them in and explain to them that they can help them reduce their costs, possibly in having to get rid of that waste, and also a lot of companies are trying to be more green, and so this is a great way to help them deal with that. They're earning that $5,000 back by getting more contracts with the city and also figuring out ways to get rid of their own waste so they can be reused.
All right, Christian, thank you. To find out more about the Chicago Waste to Profit Network and the companies they work with, you can go to our website, WTTW.com, and click on Chicago.